Welcome back to Moving Through Autoimmune. This is day 3, coming off a long-term prednisone. So I did have some unexpected feelings today. Like I was super energized, like wired at work today. Super talkative. I had all the energy in the world, kind of like the same feeling you get when you're first starting prednisone, if you can remember that. I did do a bit of research. Can be normal, things are adjusting. It can turn into, like we talked about before, like the fatigue and achiness, but maybe I won't get any of that. Time will tell. But yeah, as of today, wasn't expecting that, but yeah, lots of energy. So today's episode's going to be a bit different. I am going to do the arm workout later on, but today I'm going to tell a story of my diagnosis back in January 2020. So I was just starting trade school. I'm a pipe fitter by trade. I was starting trade school. So the only real signal I had was maybe the week before the new year. I was tired around Christmas time, like crazy tired, like I wasn't able to go to all the family events. Like maybe I didn't skip them all, but I skipped most of them because I was completely run down. And I was kind of just attributing it to, holy, that was a long year, like I need a break. So I did take that break and, I felt like I had enough energy to keep going, and I hadn't really attributed anything beyond like, well, I'm tired. So I went back to trade school. Monday, went the whole day. Tuesday, sometime during that day, I looked at myself in the mirror in my car and saw that my eyes were yellow. Obviously I was concerned when I saw that. Some people that I later on had said that they noticed on the Monday and just didn't really know me well enough to say anything. So I did go to the hospital on that Tuesday. They kind of thought that I could have like a gallstone or like a blockage of some kind, right? So they did the ultrasound, did some blood work. I was there for maybe 5 or 6 hours. And we had a curling game that night at 6, and we only would have had 2 people if I didn't go. So I wasn't going to accept a forfeit at this time. So I told them, hey, I got to go. So I went and played the curling game. We won the game. Just have to say that. But they called me during the game, though, and said, hey, like, you got to come back. Like, this blood work is not good. Like, you're sick. So I'm like, okay, I'll come after school tomorrow. I told them that. And then I woke up Wednesday morning, looked at myself in the mirror, and was like, I think I should be going this morning. So I went to the school, talked to the teacher, told them what was going on. And I was admitted that day. I was in the local hospital for about a week. They were trying to just do, the normal treatment, which is high dose prednisone. They were getting instruction from the bigger hospital, like the London hospital nearby in Ontario, but it wasn't working. Like the numbers weren't budging. So I was there for a week. Ended up going down the highway in the ambulance to the bigger hospital, and I was in there for 4 weeks. Basically the treatment stayed the same. Obviously I think I probably had like 4 liver biopsies in these 5 weeks. At one point my blood was too thin to do the liver biopsy, so I had to get plasma injections. And the thing about being in there is, you get a new roommate every couple days. You get a new doctor every 2-3 days. There's a rotation. Everyone's got a different opinion. So basically, as soon as I get there, they tell me like, hey, like, you're in really rough shape. You're going to need a transplant. Like, there's no question about it. You're going to need one. You can't drink ever again. I'm like, okay, cool. Not that I was like, maybe I was above average. It's just like the culture I was living in but I wasn't a daily drinker. It was like weekends socially for sure. So I kind of accepted right then, like, okay, well, this is life changing for sure. So, maybe 2-3 weeks go by, the numbers are still too high. The surgeon comes in with maybe 4 other doctors, your resident doctors and everybody. And they tell me, well, your numbers aren't bad enough for you to get a deceased donor. You're going to have to find a living donor. But in saying that, there was one night before this that they told me, there's a liver coming tonight. You're not first in line for it, but if it doesn't work for them, you're going to get this liver. So I signed paperwork. I don't think I slept at all that night. And the next day, no one said anything about it. So I was like, hey, what happened with that liver? They're like, oh, it was no good, like no good for anybody type thing. Oh, okay. So yeah, the surgeon and the team, they tell me I got to find a living donor. So, family and friends are, now involved. They're like, oh, Tanner needs help. Which obviously super appreciative of people who said they would do that, because, that's quite the surgery and everything like that. So there was some people who went through that process, but thankfully I did not have to have a transplant. Like I said, you get a new doctor every 2-3 days in there. It seems like, I might see a doctor and then not see the same doctor for 2 weeks. So those doctors that said like, oh, you need a transplant, different doctor came, honestly, less than a week later. Numbers started coming down slowly, like still liver inflammation in the thousands, but it was trickling down. And he said, you can go home. So for me, I'm like, what the heck is going on here? Like, all of a sudden hearing those two extremes. So I go home. I was taking it easy for sure. I did end up having like some sort of infection where I was feeling awfully sick at home. So I did go back and I had to spend another week there, and then I was home again. And from then on, I was like lots of trials and tribulations with different medications and immune suppressants, right? Which prednisone is one. I had ones where my gut didn't react well to, couldn't be on that, I'll throw up. Had another one where I couldn't think, I could look at a drawing that I could normally easily read and figure out oh, I need to cut this pipe here. Well, I couldn't do that anymore. I'm like, well, I don't want to be on this one either. So I found, eventually found something that worked to get the numbers almost down all the way into normal range. It did take, like I said in a previous video, it did take 6 years. Like a month ago is the first time my liver numbers have been in normal range, which is super exciting. Yeah, so that's kind of my diagnosis process there. There's definitely more to it, more details, maybe some more micro stories in there. But yeah, that's the gist of it. This is our 8-month-old puppy, Grady. Yeah, so we'll post a couple clips later on of our arm workout. and maybe we'll get another shot of Grady here too. But thanks for joining along, and I'll be back with another video tomorrow.